everyone, this is Mrs. Varsha Kiran Patil, EC Department AISSMS IOIT Pune. Welcome to series of Project for Circuit Branches Part 4. This part is related to project documentation. The project documentation formats are on this formats project.home.blog. Let us see why project documentation is required. In India, 6,240 engineering technology institutes are there, and out of that, 1.5 billion students are getting degrees. But due to lack of skill, the students are not getting the jobs. So, project is an integral part of this technical education, which is required for assessment and implementation of graduate knowledge. So, using the skills that the student learns in project documentation and project implementation, student the gap between academia and that is industry can be lessened. So it is required to properly document. Why it is required to properly document? Because 21st century skills are requirements are different than previous years. Here 24 by 7 access to tools and support is required due to Industry 4.0 and IoT kind of scenario. Everywhere culture of innovation is required, and the students are required to learn to responsible. So they are having social responsibility because because they have to represent their company. So verbal and written communication skills is very important in that particular scenario, and for that project documentation and project implementation is very important. Why documentation? Again, the question is why documentation? Because the graduate attributes ranging from 1 to 12, that is solution to complex engineering problems, design, border tool uses, sustainability, ethics, lifelong learning, it is required to have project as a tool. Student is going to have all these program outcomes, and they are going to do leadership skills, problem solving skills, research skills. So they are given the exercise like how they are rating, that how these POs are satisfied. Let us say lifelong learning. On the scale 1 to 3, how much rating they will give? Let us say they are having 3 as a lifelong learning. Or it may happen that they have learned modern tool uses. So they can have that is 1 to 3 scale on that particular scenario. So here student give the that is 1 to 3 rating for this particular that is justification and classification and mapping of the project tables. Here in this case, for their that is project, they have given whether the project is product or any other things, and whether the student that is this particular project is in one of the category. Also they are giving the cost and how the project is related to which issue. That is all thing they are going to document, so they themselves are getting the knowledge. And again the question why documentation? Because they have to do this particular activities related to project in a timeline and deadline. For computer they can have these 15 that is uh, uh, activities, and also in case of other circuit branches they can have these 50 activities. So they require to publish a paper, they require to have purchase the component, they require to submit the reports, they require to circuit diagram, they require to implement it on the PCB. So these all things are required. Again documentation is required for timely evaluation on these rubrics. So these rubrics are giving the student, that is for individual as well as team, they are getting the marks. That is how literature survey is made, project is planned, project presentation skills are done, questions and answers are given. So we can have all these documents on this particular block, where the T mini project, logbook format, synopsis, presentation, abstract, sponsorship certificates, and all other formats can be seen. So in all, The project is a tool which is useful for assessment and implementation of graduate studies and graduate